Welcome back to Goodnight Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy, and I'm here to read you another story. And I'm excited tonight because we have another Clark the Shark book. We've been reading a lot of Clark the Shark books lately, and they are so good. Clark gets into some interesting situations, and today's book is called Clark the Shark, Lost and Found. Clark the Shark, Lost and Found. What gets lost and what gets found? Oh my, I hope it's not Clark. We're going to have to get into this book and find out what's going on with our favorite little shark. Are you ready to get into this book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go. Clark the Shark, Lost and Found. Written by Bruce Hale, illustrated by Guy Francis. I have an announcement, says Mrs. Inkydink to Clark's class. Today is our field trip to the farmer's market. Woohoo! Cried the class. Woohoo! Cried Clark the Shark. I've never seen a farmer's market. Wow, they get to go on a field trip to a farmer's market. Please remember the 3 things, said Mrs. Inkydink. Hold hands with your buddies, follow instructions, and use your inside voices. She's giving the rules for the field trip. 3 things they have to remember. Clark was so busy talking to Joey, he wasn't paying attention. Oh no, he's not going to hear the rules. Did everyone get that? Asked Mrs. Inkydink. Yes, teacher, said the class. Get what? Asked Joey. I don't know, said Clark. Hooray, hooray, it's time to play! They're so excited about the field trip, but they didn't pay attention. The farmer's market was exciting. So much to see, so much to do, and so much to eat. Look at all the food, cried Clark. Yum, yum, yum. He's so excited. What are the 3 things Mrs. Inkydink told us to remember? Asked Joey. Stick with your buddy, don't get muddy, and, I forget, said Clark. That wasn't it. She didn't say don't get muddy. Hooray, hooray, it's time to play! Clark and Joey tried the samples, and Clark ate way too much. They watched the jugglers, but Clark didn't just watch. Oh no, he started to juggle. When Clark heard some fun music, he danced his funky shark dance. But things got a little too funky. By the time Clark and Joey helped clean everything up, their class was out of sight. Oh no, they knocked over all the stuff, they had to clean it up, and then their class left without them. But Clark didn't want to go yet. Just one more song, he said. A big crowd was enjoying the music, and the 2 buddies got separated. Joey, said Clark, where are you? Oh no, he didn't stay with his buddy. That was rule number 1. Clark looked under the sea grape stand, but Joey wasn't there. He looked by the jugglers, but Joey wasn't there either. Clark had lost his buddy and his class. Clark was so worried he couldn't eat, play, or hooray, hooray. Oh no, Clark is lost. Maybe the 3 things teacher told us to do will help, said Clark. But what were they? Stay with your friend, don't try to bend, and oh, that's not it. No, that is not it. Clark bit his lip. He wished he'd followed instructions, stuck with his buddy, and... That's it, cried Clark. Uh-oh, he has an idea. Hey, Joey! Clark yelled. I remember now. It's hold hands with your buddies, follow instructions, and use your inside, voices. And Clark realized he's not using his inside voice. Clark shouted so loudly that Joey came and found him. And Joey wasn't the only one. There you are, said Mrs. Inkydink. I see I need to add a 4th rule. What's that? Asked Clark. If you ever get lost, said Mrs. Inkydink, stay in one spot and yell a lot. That's one rule I can remember, said Clark the Shark, who was now back with his class and his partner. Oh no, Clark did get lost. He was the one to get lost. And thankfully he got found. Wow, Clark did not listen to the teacher's instructions when they were in school, which was not a good thing, especially before you go on a trip. So when he got lost, he didn't know what to do. But he came up with a really good idea. He stayed in one spot and he yelled for help. And that's what you should always do if you get lost. If you ever get lost, like in the store, if you can't find Mom, don't go wandering all around looking for her. Stop, stand in one place and holler for Mom, just like Clark hollered for his buddy. Now, it would have been better if Clark had just listened in the first place, then he wouldn't have gotten lost. But he didn't, and he worked it out anyway. This was a good book. This book taught us a good lesson. It taught us what to do if we get lost, and it taught us that we should listen when the teacher is talking. I hope you'll remember that tomorrow if you go to school. But tonight, I need all my little sharks to swim off into bed. I need you to get under your covers, get cuddled up, curled up, ready for a really good night's sleep. And tomorrow, if you have to go to school and your teacher's talking, shh, listen to your teacher. And whatever the teacher says, obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy. I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.